About this time, I visited the 116th at Kuchi Base Camp to try and find people that I knew. There was pretty much no one I knew except for a crew chief crewing a gunship who was as short as I was. I told him he needs to quit flying as he had only 3 weeks left before he ETSD, estimated time of service, out of Vietnam and out of the Army. We talked about the law of averages at how long a crew chief could survive flying combat. He said he would fly until his time was up completely. He was killed about 3 days later. I also ran into a fairly new guy at the company EM Club telling stories about close calls in the company's history of hot LZs. Yeah, I said, I was one of the helicopters that crashed that day. We had days when 10 helicopters flew into an LZ and only 4 flew out due to damage from bullets in the LZ. The good old days. But they were still going on in the company, a sign of no progress in the war in the 3 Corps area. But that was true everywhere from what I was hearing. I had only a few days left in Vietnam and the Army and was getting my papers together so I could go to Bien Hoa and get on a plane back to the States. I had tried to talk to everyone I could about being discharged and flying to Australia instead of going all the way back to the United States. The people in charge said that there was no way that I could do that. I had to go back to the United States to be discharged from the Army, that there was no way around it. That really dashed my hopes for an immediate flight to Australia to open up my planned pizza place on Bondi Beach. Once I got back to the United States, they said that I would have to get a passport and visa for Australia and pay for my own flight there. Geez, how complicated when it could be so easy just to go from Vietnam to Australia. No way, they said. I could understand it, but didn't like the idea at all. I was set on Australia, not on the United States.